Boer prophet Siener van Rensburg. Visions as recorded by Anna Badenhorst. Part 1, 15 August 1916 till 15 December 1916. These are the visions Siener van Rensburg had and were written down by his daughter, Anna Badenhorst, in the last part of 1916. The visions start from number 249, as they are a continuation from the previous visions that were written down by CP Nieuwenhuizen, the cellmate of Siener during their time in prison. But let us begin with 15 August 1916. Vision number 249. Siener sees. From the north, a large black mixed team of oxen appears straight to the south. Then from the east appeared a red bull and more red cattle. The interpretation by Boer Moesman. It relates to Holland. The red bull and other cattle are English or British officers and troops. Interpretation by Nelly van Zyl. In the north, a poor class of soldiers appears, black and white mixed, on their way to South Africa. Then a communist leader and other communists appeared from the east. 20 August 1916, vision number 250. Siener sees. Wagons flee in a line to the north. From the southeast comes a red bull, chasing the wagons. From south to west is a bare hill with gravel holes on it. On the hill to the right are wagons fleeing, and behind them is a thick cloud of dust. The wagons disappear. Interpretation by Boer Moesman. It relates, amongst others, to the Namakwaland diggings. Interpretation by Nelly van Zyl. People flee in a line to the north. From the southeast, Natal, comes a communist leader, chasing the fleeing people. From south to west is a difficult trail, and it is turbulent, the holes. In the hill to the right, people flee in secret, in such haste that dust clouds the air. Then they disappear. 21 August 1916. Vision number 251. Siener sees. In the east, there appears a woman who goes to the west. She is dressed in black. Following her are red cattle, and between the cattle there is a young black man. The cattle and the black man come straight towards me. Interpretation by Boer Moesman. The red cattle are the British. The young black man represents bad intentions aimed directly at the Afrikaner people. Siener is accused as the inciter of rebellion. Interpretation by Adrian Snyman. The woman in black represents death and terror that the rise of communism, the red cattle, will bring to the West. In 1916, when Siener had this vision, it was still a full year before the start of the Russian Revolution. The presence of the young black man indicates some kind of an alliance between Africa and communism. When Siener sees himself or his falskens in any vision, it always represents the Afrikaner people. The cattle coming straight towards him is an affirmation of what we already know. The Afrikaner was, from the start, the most important target of communism. Interpretation by Nelly van Zyl. In the east, a nation appears that is Western-minded. The nation is in heavy mourning and has suffered losses. Communists follow the nation, and between them there is someone with bad intentions. The communists will come to threaten the Afrikaner people. 23 August 1916. Vision number 252. Siener sees. In the south, women appear who are beautifully dressed in blue. Others pass by from east to west. Interpretation by Boy Moosman. Women dressed in blue relate to German women. Interpretation by Nelly van Zyl. The German nation appears, and they are prosperous. They are beautifully dressed. From East Germany, other Germans move to the west. 16 September 1916. Vision number 253. Siener sees. Many brown wagons tracking from the south to the north. Interpretation by Boy Moosman. Brown wagons indicate the color of the Afrikaner people. It relates to the Ossewa track of 1938. Interpretation by Nelly van Zyl. Many weapons of war track from here to the north. Jan Smuts' war effort. 19 September 1916. Vision number 254. Siener sees. In the east is a barren place where many women are. Wagons track in the east into the woods in Europe. Wagons track in the west, and when they track over a mountain, I, Siener, follow them. There were many cemented pits against the mountain. Interpretation by Boy Moosman. It's the Ossewa track. The barren place indicates a place vacated by troops. Crossing the mountain indicates trouble. Then Siener shows them what will happen. Allies, Allied agreements. Cemented pits indicate forms of government. Interpretation by Nelly van Zyl. In the east, there is a place of gathering, and many women come together. Weapons of war move in the east in secret, mobilize in secret. In Europe, in the west, they are also mobilizing. When they move over a mountain, Afrikaner troops follow them. There are many trenches. 1 October 1916, vision number 255, Siener sees. In the east there is a ladder, and a man steps off the ladder. Botha. In Europe, a group of wagons track in circles. Interpretation by Boy Moosman. The death of General Botha. Wagons tracking in circles indicate that things are not going well and that there is confusion. Interpretation by Adrian Snyman. In this case, Siener said what the vision means. The name in parentheses was given to his daughter to write down. General Louis Botha had an early death after he was estranged from his people. The wagons tracking in circles is an indication that there is uncertainty and disorganization after the First World War. An interpretation by Nelly van Zyl. Louis Botha loses his status. In Europe, there is much confusion related to the war effort. 1 December 1916. Vision number 256. Siener sees. In the north, a dish full of white beans. The grass is beautifully green and the corn is well grown and standing high. Vultures are flying in the west, and behind them there are macaw birds. They turn around, and then the macaws turned into people, and they came to the north. Interpretation by Boy Moesman. White beans represent white atheists. The vultures represent Jews, and macaws represent members of parliament on their way to Transvaal. Interpretation by Nelly van Zyl. In the north, there are many white atheists. The time of year and the harvest looks promising. In the west, there are bandits, and they are being followed by airplanes. When the airplanes returned, they are normal people, and they come to the north. 4 December 1916, vision number 257, Siener sees. Siener is going to the west. From the east, he sees flying grasshoppers approaching. Interpretation by Nelly van Zyl. The Afrikaner people go to Pretoria, and on their way, they encounter people who counter communism. 6 December 1916, vision number 258, Siener sees. In the west, wagons are parked in a group and others are joining them. Donkey wagons also come here from the north. Interpretation by Boy Moesman. A gathering at Prieska. The Germans come to take over Namibia. Interpretation by Nelly van Zyl. In Namibia, there are many military vehicles, and their numbers are increasing. Afrikaner weapons of war come from the north to join them. 15 December 1916, vision number 259, Siener sees. In the west, clouds appear, and a bright light shines from behind the clouds. Interpretation by Boy Moesman. Clouds represents trouble, and light represents salvation. It may relate to the 1914 war. Interpretation by Nelly van Zyl. In the west, meaning Southwest Africa, which is Namibia today, there is some kind of threat, but the problem is resolved, and it becomes light. The case is resolved in the World Court. This concludes this session of Visions. If you do have any questions or have comments, please do leave them in the comment section, and I will really try and get to answering them where possible. Do subscribe and click the notification bell so that you can be notified when the next video is uploaded. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.